game's gone, innit? The game's gone.
The game's gone. The game's gone.
Game's gone. Game's gone.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Here's the part nobody wants to say out loud, but everybody whispers the second the TV comes on. Are female pundits actually ruining men's football, or are fans mad at the wrong people entirely? In this video, we're breaking down one of the loudest debates in football right now: female pundits in the men's game. Not the surface-level shouting match you see online, but the real reasons this conversation even exists, what fans are actually reacting to, how broadcasters fuel the fire, and whether female pundits are helping or hurting the sport. Stay with me, because by the end, you might realize the problem isn't about gender at all. So, how did this debate even start? A few years ago, punditry was simple. You had the usual suspects, ex-players with decades of experience, the classic TV personalities, the same group breaking down games every weekend. Some were brilliant, some talked absolute nonsense, some you watched just because they made you laugh. And then everything changed, almost overnight. Broadcasters started filling panels with new faces, many of them women, and suddenly football fans were acting like someone had unplugged life support. Comment sections turned into full-blown war zones. She doesn't know what she's talking about. This feels forced. And then the other side firing back. If you don't like female pundits, you're sexist. It became tribal, emotional, and loud instantly, but nobody stopped to ask the simplest question: why did this blow up the way it did? Here's why. Fans don't see pundits as background noise, they see them as part of the sport. A pundit is someone you trust to explain the game deeper than you can see yourself. Someone who's lived the intensity of elite football, dressing rooms, pressure, tactical battles, moments that feel like life or death. So when someone new appears on screen, especially someone who didn't play men's professional football, fans instinctively question it. Not because they're a woman, but because they don't fit the image fans were taught to trust. And here's where things really shifted. Female pundits didn't come out of nowhere. A lot of them were grinding behind the scenes for years, interviewing players, analyzing matches, hosting shows, doing the unglamorous jobs most viewers never notice. But broadcasters wanted to modernize quickly. They wanted panels that represent society, panels that look diverse and progressive. So instead of letting things evolve naturally, they jumped straight to the end. And overnight, the faces on TV didn't match what fans were used to. It didn't feel organic. It felt strategic. And football fans hate anything that feels staged. Football fans can sense forced change instantly. It's like a sixth sense. If a woman has put in the work, studied the game, built credibility, fans respect it. If a former women's player with deep tactical understanding joins a panel, fans actually appreciate the fresh perspective. But when someone appears suddenly, with no clear track record in the men's game, and gets placed on the biggest broadcast of the weekend, fans don't see representation, they see a corporate decision. A huge part of the frustration also comes from the gap in lived experience. Fans expect pundits to break down moments they've actually lived through: the speed, the physicality, the pressure, the instant decision-making. Then there's the pace of the change. When your favorite show goes from the same panel for years to a completely different lineup within a season, it feels less like evolution and more like replacement. And honestly, fans react just as strongly when networks replace male pundits too quickly. Football fans don't like rushed anything. There's also the authenticity factor. Some pundits, men and women, sound like they're reading off a script. And on top of that, humans are creatures of habit. When you've listened to the same voices for 10 years, a new one, no matter how good, feels unfamiliar. And unfamiliar often feels wrong before it feels right. I even remember one match I was watching with a friend. Nothing deep, just a regular Saturday. A new pundit was on the panel, a woman I'd barely seen before, and before she even finished her first sentence, my friend went, "I don't like her already." When I asked why, he literally said, "I don't know. She just feels out of place." And this proved the point that sometimes people react before they even listen. But here's where the conversation gets uncomfortable. A lot of female pundits are genuinely excellent. Some of them study the game harder than the men who show up and freestyle their analysis every weekend. They're articulate, they're prepared, they're tactical, and they break down matches in a way that actually helps fans understand what's happening. So the real issue isn't the women on screen. The real issue is the system around them. Broadcasters are pushing gender diversity faster than the football audience is ready for. And instead of fans blaming the networks who rush the process, they blame the pundits, even the good ones. Here's the truth broadcasters will never admit. They care more about image than quality. Football analysis has turned into branding and marketing. And when decisions are made for corporate reasons instead of football reasons, fans feel it instantly. That's why one small mistake from a female pundit goes viral, while a male pundit can be wrong 6 times a night and everyone moves on. So let's finally answer the big question with full honesty. Are female pundits ruining men's football? No, they're not. Bad pundits ruin football. Corporate PR ruins football. Networks treating football like a marketing tool absolutely ruins football. If someone is good, they deserve the seat. If someone is bad, they don't. It really is that simple. So here's the real summary. Female pundits aren't ruining men's football. Low standards are. The problem isn't women. The problem is broadcasters making decisions for image instead of insight. But when someone, male or female, studies the game, explains it clearly, and respects the sport, fans actually accept them. Football fans don't care about who you are. They care about whether you bring real value. Quality over everything. That's what keeps football real. That's it for today. I'll see you at the next checkpoint.